Hi everyone, today is a bit like a get ready with me video because I'm taking my team out for lunch and then we are going out afterwards for some drinks. It's that time of year. I can't believe we're at the end of the year again. Where has this year gone? It's flown by. It's been an incredible year and I'm very excited about today. The other thing is that one of the pictures that I posted of Keira Knightley a couple of weeks ago had so many requests for that look, which was a smoky, browny, bronzy, smoky eye. So I thought I'd do a version on myself today. Most of the products that I'm going to be using are products that and colours and shades that you probably already have in your makeup stash. So you don't need to invest in any specific new products for this type of look. And it's one that suits everyone. It's very beautifying. It is a look that looked obviously gorgeous on Keira, but I think it will suit me as well, and it will suit pretty much everyone. And you don't need to be incredibly skilled at makeup either to do it. So I'm going to start by I've used some eye primer already and I've put on some lip balm and some moisturizer. I'm going to start with eyes and I'm using a matte brown eyeshadow, quite a deep brown, but I'm just going to put a really light layer of it on, just tapping on and building up slowly. Another reason it's good to do it slowly is that as you're going along, particularly if you've got hooded eyes, you can look straight ahead in your mirror and you can map out your shape. Now I've actually chosen not to do a look with a red lip because I know a lot of you are really upset that my lipsticks have sold out and you're waiting for a restock. I am working on it and I will know in January. I'm going to be able to update you and let you know. And I know that a lot of you have been messaging me about products that you're seeing my lipsticks on eBay and they're selling for really high prices. I don't feel great about that because obviously I don't want people paying over the odds. And I'm also really worried as well that you're going to be buying lipsticks which are used or which are damaged. So I don't feel good about that either. So I am working on figuring out when I can do them again. Sometime next year, I just don't know when at the moment. So this is just the shape mapped out yet. Obviously it's not blended in yet, it's just getting the shape. This is how I like to do smoky eyes because your first layer is almost like your template, if you like. And by looking straight ahead into the mirror, you're able to just see how far up you want to come roughly. Obviously, once your liner's on, you start to blend, you add other colours into it. But this is the easiest way, I find, to do a smoky eye, quite a classic smoky eye. So next I'm going to use an eye pencil, and I'm going to go along my lower waterline. If you have very small eyes and you're worried about making them look smaller, you can skip this bit and just put the black through the lashes underneath rather than on the inside. So now I'm just scrubbing along the upper lash line as well. If it feels uncomfortable, you're doing it right because you're getting in between those eyelashes. Don't worry about a perfect line. I'm not doing a perfect line. The other place it's really good to do as well is underneath, almost from underneath, to feel like you are going along there just to get that density. So now I'm going to take a matte black eyeshadow mixed with the brown, the dark brown, and I'm going to go along my lower lash line. So I'm just easing the colour down from the black that we had, either through the lashes or on the waterline, and smudging the pencil all the way along. And I'm going to actually add a bit more at the outer edge as well and use a softer brush. This will be finished off once my foundation and my concealer has been finished because we can't really finish it until then. But I'm just getting that suggestion of that smokiness underneath. Same with the top. I'm going to use the black mixed with the brown to firstly soften. So I'm softening the pencil all the way along. This will also help to set the pencil as well, especially if you've used a kohl pencil, which I have. Just smoke it out a little bit and set it more. I'm going to work more on the lid, but not just yet. Then underneath, I'm going to take the same small brush with black, and from the corner underneath, I'm going to push it into the upper liner, and then I'm going to lift them both out. It's like just smoking out a wing, but using powder to do it. And use a Q-tip as well if you need to soften the edge. So from that corner up like that. It's just an easy way to do more of a wing shape. And then to blend that in, I'm going back in, almost filling in this triangle. So between the point that I've created and the smoky liner, fill in that triangle there, and then this can all be blended out in a second like that. Now before I do any mascara, I'm just going to add some shine just to the center here. I'm going to use sort of golden bronze colour. Again, I'm not going to put too much of that on. I'm going to blend this all in now. And then I'm going to take the two shades again, so mainly the brown shade that I've been using, and just start to blend this all in, staying darker at the outer edge. And then on the edge there, I'm going to use a Q-tip and just blend there. So that's the basic eye on. Of course, it still needs some more blending. I need to do mascara and all the rest of it. But I'm now going to clean up underneath my eyes. And even when you think, oh, not a lot has dropped down, you'll be amazed how much comes off. So that's why I always prefer to do it this way round, just to catch all of that shadow. So I'm going to go straight in with base. I'm going to do a nice light layer all over. Now the look that I'm loosely basing this on was the one I did on Kira. It was a very highlighted skin, so the eyes were kind of smoky and quite dark, and then the skin looked very radiant. So I'm going to use not too much foundation to start with. Obviously I'll do all my concealing and everything in a minute, but I'm going to go quite light on this base. So for highlighter, I'm using Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Pearl, a classic for the end of the year. Just dabbing it all along my cheekbone and onto my cheeks. Touch on the nose and top lip. And I may do a little bit more once we've got concealer on. So onto concealer, and this look was quite highlighted around the centre of the face. I'm going to use a new concealer, well, one I haven't used before, which I know is a bit risky if you're going out, but it's a Surratt Beauty one, and I heard it's very good. Rosie Huntington Whiteley, I was working with her last week and she was using this, and I like his other products, so hopefully this is going to be good. I've got faith. I'm going to use the more peachy toned one first, just underneath my eyes, so I'm nice and highlighted in the shadows. I've also been able to build it up a little bit because it's definitely sheerer. It's less opaque in a way than the Secret Camouflage. It also comes with a little powder here. This particular colourway has a lavender powder underneath, so I'm going to put a very light layer of that underneath just to set, because it's creamier as well. It will need setting. So I'm using exactly the same concealer. I'm trying it out for pinpoint now. It's going to get rid of these little marks here. There's my freckle, my lone freckle. I love freckles when they're in groups, but I randomly have one there and two here. And then just a couple of blemishes here on my chin. And some redness. So now I'm just going to do a little bit more setting with a light layer of powder, mainly in the areas around the centre of my face and where I've done any extra concealing. So giving a good curl to the lashes. Since I'm on what may be a long night out, I'm going to get them really well curled. So now plenty of mascara. I'm going to put some individual lashes on as well, but I want a really good base for them. And the main thing with a smoky eye is getting that mascara right down to the roots of the lashes. So really massaging and wiggling out. So before I do my lower lashes, I'm just doing a few individuals at the outer edge using the black glue by Duo. Put the glue on the back of your hand, let it dry a little bit, and then just look down into a mirror and drop them on. They don't need to be on the skin, they're better if they're not. And get your lashes all ready on the back of your hand as well, then you can just work from the back of your hand. And you get time to push them into place, just to give a little bit more flutteriness at the outer corner. So while those lashes are settling in, I'm going to go back underneath my eyes. And this is a really good tip. If you've done your smoky eye and then you've done your base and then your concealer, it's good to go back in and just soften the join where you've refreshed all of your concealer and just make that softer again. So I've got a little bit of the brown shade underneath, and you can see it just gives that soft feeling. And it's good to do it before you put your mascara on, because if you do it afterwards, it can it almost takes the definition away from the mascara. It makes it dusty, particularly if you're using something that's got shimmer in. It just stops the impact really. So I'm just extending this brow and filling in a little bit. I love this brow pencil called Kimiko. It's an LA brand. I'm not sure how I discovered it, but they do such good eyebrow pencils. Really good colours, and they're quite hard, so you can really draw those hairs in individually. Let's do this one. This one's already longer, so just need to fill the top in really, tiny bit. I've still got my microblading, so I don't really have much to do on my brows these days. Definitely have to still lengthen that one and fill in this one a little bit if I want them to look really polished, that is. On a day-to-day, I actually don't do very much. So now I'm going to use a matte bronzer. It's quite a cool toned one, so it'll work well for contouring as well. I'm only doing a little bit of contouring, so right back, almost by the top of my ear, coming in there quite high, quite far back. You can see it still works, but it's without having those big old stripes. And then I'm going to use a softer brush with the same product. So this is almost only a couple of shades deeper than my skin tone. Just to soften that off. I'm also going to put a touch here as well, because it was quite a bronzy look. And I'm going to use my foundation brush just to blend the edge there. I think that had a bit of highlighter on. Yikes. And then I'm going to use some pink blush. I think I'm going to use pink blush because it is quite a heavy eye. It's dark, it's brown, it's black, and I've got bronzer on. And by adding pink blush, it just helps to keep it all really fresh. So I'm going to put quite a bit of blush on onto the apples of my cheeks and then buff and blend out. I'll use this powder brush that I used earlier just to soften that all down. I'm also going to use a tiny bit of highlighter, powder highlighter. I don't want it really highlighted though, so just there. Just again to sort of almost blend the bronzer into the blush, into the contour, into the highlighter. And just the tiniest dot of highlighter there as well. Again, not to look really highlighted. I think that's enough. onto lips. I'm going to use lip pencil all over my lips to start with. So filling them in. This is quite good if you're going to be going out and eating. I just want a natural stain, really. And then create shape. And then to finish off, I'm going to use this glittery lip gloss, which is really metallic and glittery, but I'm only going to use a tiny amount because I want it more of a highlighter. So I'm going to dab it on there and then just pat. This really sets as well, so this is not going to go anywhere. And then a tiny extra just at the center of the lower lip. So that's the finished look. It's definitely a look which suits lots of people. It's a nice smoky look, but it's not too precise. So it's not about having to be able to perfect that liquid liner and have it be so crispy, because it is slightly smudgy and slightly smoky. It looks a little bit cooler, a little bit more lived in, and you can do it a little bit quicker as well. And all that's left to say really is have a wonderful holiday season. I probably won't do another video now till 2019, but I really want to thank you so much, everyone who is subscribed to my channel, who's either recently subscribed or been subscribed for years. I value every single one of you, and I appreciate the fact that you come and watch my videos. And as I say all the time in interviews, when people ask me about my YouTube channel and teaching people to do makeup, I always say yes, I do help people do makeup, and I talk about my tips and my experience of the makeup industry and makeup artistry, but I learn as much from my subscribers as they do from me, because I love our interactions, and I love even reading when some of you answer other people's questions about makeup, because I read all of that and I'm like, wow, yeah, really good, well trained. So thank you so much for that, and I will see you soon.